This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
All right. So, what are we doing today, huh?
We're doing wheat beers, Tim. Or you call them wit/wheat. What's the wit part of wheat beer?
Wit beer, however it's spelled. It's just the kind of the original name. It's the German name for the style. So yeah.
Sounds good.
It does sound good. Let me just pull everything up and we can get ready. Are you ready to go, or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Top beer, top beer, top beer.
Well, welcome back, Lucha Lushes. It's Lucha Undead Top Beer. And this is, in some ways, a special episode. This is really a departure for me now. Usually, these are more about stuff Adrian is trying new, but this is something new for me. Today we're doing wheat/wit beers. Essentially, beers that are, large portion of wheat in their malt. This is another one where it has to do with their malt, or their malt profile dictates the style. If you've heard of wit beer, that's one of the common styles. There's also Weiss beer. There's a lambic version. There's the Berliner Weiss, which you'll see around, especially now because it's considered like a one of the tart styles. It's very popular, and also Goes is considered a wit beer. And I didn't know if you knew that, Adrian.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, but after we did Goes last week, we're kind of doing the daddy of them all, where it all started, the wheat beer kind of overall style. It's popular in German. A lot of times you'll see white beers. There's stuff called white ales. Those are all usually wit beers because they have that pale kind of light coloring to them. Usually the white, the beer is white looking. It's not necessarily white like a sheet of paper, but it's white compared to other beers.
Right.
And let's see, it says mixing at least 50% wheat to barley malt, light in color, top fermented again, just like the Goes, because they are the same thing. And they're flavored with coriander and orange peel regularly as well. So, like I said, very similar to the Goes style. I went for some ones that are a little bit they run the gambit. They go all over the place. And I guess you did the same. You'll also hear names like Hefeweizen. That's another common name for it. Or Crystal Weizen, or Crystal Wheat beer.
I've never heard of Crystal.
Yeah, it's
I've heard of the drug Crystal.
Crystal meth. You never heard of Crystal Weizen?
No, you learn something new every day. This is a very educational program we're running here, folks.
That's the point. That's the whole point of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So essentially, this beer has so many different styles and names, and kind of goes all over the place. There's a variation of the barley wine style that involves adding large quantities of wheat, and that's called a wheat wine. So I'll have to look for one of those because I am a barley wine fan, as a lot of people know.
Is that why you named your dog Barley?
It is why I named my dog Barley, actually.
That's cool.
Little known fact. So I guess we could go ahead and start with you, Adrian. What's your first beer? Or are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
This is a Colorado beer. Colorado Mountain Town Craft Beer is what it says in the label. This is this is from the Tommy Knocker Brewery. I'm not sure if you've heard of them.
I have not.
This is called the Jack Whacker Wheat, American unfiltered wheat ale with a hint of lemony citrus. Okay. Let's see here. I'll read you the label really quick. Tommy Knockers slipped into the mining camps of Idaho Springs in the 1800s with the discovery of gold in our mountains and streams. These mischievous elves, though hardly ever seen, were often heard singing and working. They guided many fortunate miners from harm's way and to the gold they sought. Wow. Got a little cool backstory for you there, Tim. So this is they're out of Idaho Springs, Colorado. I don't even know where that is. It sounds far. It's probably really far. So let's open her up, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pour it. Hang on. I like it when like a little mist comes out of the bottle. You know, like that little like white mist.
Yes.
I was like looking at that. Not a lot of head on this beer, Tim.
No?
There's like virtually no foam.
Huh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, it's not a lot of. There's like no foam at all. It's like I just poured like juice or something.
Does it have that kind of juicy look? The
Yeah,
kind of
it's
white,
got
hazy
that,
look?
Yeah, it's got like that cloudy, orangey look, like what you would expect from like this sort of beer, I would imagine. It's got absolutely no head. Let's see. Let's see what it smells like. Well, it smells like a wheat beer. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's hit it.
Here we go. Oh. Okay. My first impression, it tastes like a cheap beer. I don't know if that's a good start. I don't think it is. But it tastes like a cheap beer, but not as bad as a cheap beer because it has that sort of orangey, maltiness to it. It's not bad though. It's not like if I were to drink this and think, "Oh, this is a terrible cheap beer." Like it's not terrible, but it's not. It tastes like a cheap wheat beer. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's good. It's good though. It's very refreshing. It's doesn't have like like some beers like the Ghost. I remember when we did the Ghost episode, I drank like the first one that I had kind of a little bit of a bite to it after. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This doesn't really have that. It's actually it's very easy to drink. Like you could easily just sip on these for like all day long and not even like have to worry about that sort of like that crisp bite, if you know what I mean.
Right, and would you say that it does relate to the Goes? Is it kind of like the same?
Oh yeah,
like it's the base, but then it
nowhere near as sour.
Doesn't have that tartness.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because it's funny because actually I bought the Sierra Nevada Otra Vez. I had another one of those last night. I had it Otra Vez last night.
Yeah, Otra Vez.
And I noticed that it's like the thing that stands out the most about that is that tartness. But no, this doesn't have that at all. Are you ready for the score? You're gonna love this.
Yeah, let's hear the score.
On ratebeer.com, this beer comes in at a 19.27.
Ooh, 19 is the style or the overall?
Overall. 27
27 for style. Jeez, that's not great. That is not
a good start. Not a good
No,
start.
not a good start. So what that was, you said it was from Colorado. What brewery was it?
It's the Tommyknocker brewery, which is at Idaho Springs, Colorado. Yep.
And you don't have any clue where that is?
No, I've heard of Idaho Springs. I've never been there.
Interesting. Well, my first beer is actually from your neck of the woods.
Uh-oh.
This is, and I think that there's a good chance we might overlap on this one. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
I've got the Priscilla wheat. It's on the can. It says white wheat or white wit wheat. Priscilla from Oscar Blues Brewing out of Colorado. Was it Lyons, Colorado? And it says, this American, with the can and exclamation points, takes on the Belgian classic wit style, featuring orange peel and coriander. And, it's made in the guy's basement. They talk all about it. Baked bread aromas mixed with spicy fruit fermentation. Light body, subtle savory spice flavor. So I'm going to give this a taste. And it says it has a tart finish, which I find funny. A lot of these wheat beers now are harkening back to the old German style and having that kind of tart finish to the beers.
Yeah.
When they used to, a lot of the wheats that were coming into America before were, I think, being kind of filtered so that they were just straight the wheat beer and they didn't have any tartness.
Yeah. Is the can pink, by the way? Because I'm looking at
a
picture of it. Nice. Yeah.
The can is bright pink.
I've never seen that by Oscar Blues. I've seen a lot of their beers. I've never seen that one, though.
Oh, I would have thought you, like I said, I even thought you probably had one of these.
No.
Oh, all right. No, yeah. So the body is effervescent. This one is really just pale, see-through yellow. No, none of that kind of haziness or juiciness or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is a kind of a Belgian style. I'm assuming it's very crisp. The head is actually pretty decent. It's not real big, but it's not dissipating very quickly.
Yeah.
It's very pronounced large bubbles. It's not like the small bubbles that you see, champagne bubble style. It's larger, kind of pronounced bubbles. Let me give this a smell. It's definitely got, you could smell the kind of citrusy coriander, lemon peel kind of off of it, but you've also, once again, got that biscuity breadiness on the back end, even just on the nose, and I'll go ahead and give it a taste.
Let's see. Here we go. How is it?
It definitely has that Belgian style wheat flavor to it. It's they did a good
Sort
job.
of like a saison. Are these sort of like?
Yeah, very similar. This is similar to a saison.
Okay.
They did a really good job here of kind of emulating the Belgian style. I think you get that biscuitiness. The malt profile is very reminiscent of a Belgian style. But I will say it comes across. It tastes a little. It kind of tastes like a watered down Belgian style. It's missing something. I think in the yeast profile.
Yeah.
To me, it tastes kind of like you took a Belgian wheat beer or a Belgian saison and they put a little soda water in it or something. It's kind of what I'm getting. So it's not bad, but it's definitely not. It's missing something. I think they need to put their own kind of spin on it and maybe maybe use a wild fermentation or get a different yeast than what they normally use, or maybe even lean all the way in and kind of use their house yeast profile to get the flavor something so it stands out like, oh, this is Oscar Blue's version of this, because this really, like I said, it comes across like they hit all the points, but it doesn't really have anything deeper than that. They just kind of like they got a recipe and they just made the recipe by the book, and they didn't have any kind of idea or any specific way they were going, which is, once again, like I said, not bad. I mean, it's a beer that you could drink. I could definitely drink it, but it doesn't feel super inspired.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, did you give your alcohol content on yours?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't. But I will tell you, it is a 5.4%, which is a little bit above average, right?
Yeah, I mean, mine's 5.2, so yours is just slightly higher. Mine, the style rating is 71, which I could see. Like I've called out, it's very by the numbers Belgian wheat beer. Overall is 46, which I agree with as well. I think the beer is slightly below average for everything about it, but it definitely is really good at hitting what makes a Belgian wheat beer. So they did a good job if that was all they were trying to achieve. For my beers, I want something that tastes a little bit more inspired. Like the brewmaster had an idea that he was really passionate about, not, hey, I'm just going to try to make this beer, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. Now, sort of an off-topic question, but not really. I had a friend in college who would always say, like, the first sip is always the worst sip of a beer. And I feel like the more I'm drinking this one, I feel like it doesn't taste as cheap as I thought it was when I first tried it. Is there something to that, or is it all in my head?
No, it's true. Your taste buds kind of get acquired to the taste. You start to be able to get more out of it because certain things that aren't like shocking as much of your taste buds. They're kind of dulling down and feeling in the background. There is also the idea that as the alcohol starts to kick in, you kind of lose a little bit of that sharpness in your flavor profile. So yeah, so you'll start to lose kind of your ability to taste things as well as you're getting drunk. So yeah, no, that's definitely true. I mean, as I drink this, it still has all the same things I said, but I totally get what you're saying, because on my second, third drink of this, it's starting to dull to the point where the kind of the punchiness of, like I said, where it kind of tastes hollow isn't feeling like as big of a deal. It's still, like I said, I still feel like this is really, really missing something. This is a nice veneer of a beer. It's a beer near, but it doesn't have that delivery of like I said, something very inspired. So yeah. All right, Adrian, you ready for your second?
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I will be very soon, though.
Got it. All right.
What was I gonna say? If I had known that this is in the same family as Ghost, I wouldn't have picked wheat beer. I honestly didn't know. I thought Ghost was in a whole style of beer in and of itself. I didn't know it was sort of like a sub style of beer to like what wheat and wheat beers are. So that's some, interesting.
Well, it's nice. You know what it is? It's like listening to the Clash, right?
Uh-huh.
And you enjoy it, or maybe the Police would be a better
I like
example.
The Police.
It'd be like listening to the Police, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, you really like them, but you should go check out, these ska bands like Judge Dredd or the Scotalites or the Satellites or stuff like or the Specials," and be like, "This is kind of what they're inspired by." So it's nice. It's you went for the goes, you checked it out, you saw what it's all about, and now you're kind of going back to, oh, what inspires that style? Where does that style come from? Because a goes is really a derivative of the wit beer style. So in that way, it's kind of like you're going backwards in time, and you're realizing, oh, now I see it. So you can kind of see from that first beer that you've had what it would take. Like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like a goes, right? But it's just they didn't turn up that kind of whatever. What was it? The citric acid profile. They don't have the spontaneous fermentation. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't have that kind of wild yeast strains in there. And I don't know. Are you able to pick that up? Are you able to kind of see that as you're drinking this?
Yeah. If I were to think of an analogy for it, it's like, you know how when you have you'll drink like a Sprite, right? And then sometimes you'll get you'll go to a fast food restaurant, for example, you order a Sprite and instead all you get is carbonated water. It's like your mind almost wants you to think it's a Sprite because you're used to the carbonation in the water, but it's missing that it's missing the syrup. Obviously, that's what makes it a Sprite. It's sort of like that. Like this is almost like missing that sourness, that sort of crispiness of what the Ghost tasted like. It's like you just don't have that part of it, but you have everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
If I'm making sense, to put it, I think it's a pretty decent analogy because when I drink it, it's like, oh, this could almost be a Ghost, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just missing that last little step, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would make it so it has that kind of Ghost flavor. So, it's like I said, very interesting to try something that way. You're going back and you're seeing, oh, where did this come from? What was this? Where is this style originating from? So
exactly. Okay, I'm gonna grab my next beer.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Voice of Ring of Honor's Kevin Kelly here. I want to make sure you're subscribed to all of our great feeds here at Place to Be Nation. Just head to iTunes today and search and subscribe to the Place to Be podcast feed, the PWO PTBN feed, PTBN Pop, and of course the Kevin Kelly Show feed, which includes the full archives of my podcast. Some really great stuff. Subscribe, listen, and then rate us and leave feedback today. Thanks for being a fan of professional wrestling. More importantly, thanks for being a fan and supporter of the Place to Be Nation.
Ready for the next one? Here we go. We're going to dive right into this. So I was at the grocery store. I was picking up my wheat beers, and I came across this one. I was like, I sort of been wanting to try this for a while, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity, to try it. And you may have heard of this. You may have even drank this before, Tim. This is a New Belgium Sunshine Wheat Beer.
Ooh, I have not tried that. I've never even seen it.
Yep. Let's see. Your New Belgium Sunshine Wheat Beer. The label says, in the Belgian tradition, Sunshine Wheat is spiced with coriander and orange peel. I haven't heard that before. For a nicely seasoned aroma. Add a friend and a slice of orange for a delicious diversion any time of the year. Okay, that sounds really good. And this is a 4.8% alcohol by volume, so it's pretty. It's like that's like average, isn't it? Isn't like 4 point whatever like usually like the average ABV for a beer?
For like the mainstream beers, yeah.
Okay, here we go. My first impression of a beer. How good of a sound do you get? And I'm gonna pour this into a Pilsner glass. I really like this Pilsner glass, by the way. Do you have a Pilsner glass?
I don't. I just have pints and like goblets.
Oh, you should get a Pilsner glass.
I should, but I don't drink enough Pilsner to really make it worth it.
I don't really either, but I like pouring other beers into a Pilsner glass.
All right, well maybe I will.
Okay. Now, this beer noticeably has more head than the last one, but not as much. Do wheat beers not have a lot of head in the beginning? Is that how they usually are, or is it just?
Yeah, no, they're not going to.
I didn't know that. So that's kind of like, because the Ghost beers are the same way, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think a lot of the head comes from the malt's profile. So when you have that white, that's why they call them the white beers. You get that white head from the wheat profile instead of having malted barley or other grains like rye as the malt. I think that's why you get that kind of light white head.
Yeah. Okay, and so upon looking at this this beer, it's cloudy just like the last one. Not as cloudy though. It's a little bit more see-through than the last one. Not a lot of head. It's got a really nice like golden yellow color. The last one was more orangey. This is more of like a yellowish color. You know what I mean? So it looks good. Looks good in a Pilsner glass. That's what I'm saying. You should just get a Pilsner glass just so you can admire how a beer looks inside of it.
It's true. I probably should.
Let's see. Let's check out the nose. Smells good. It has I can definitely smell the sweet citrusy smell when I smell it. So let's go ahead and take a first sip, shall we?
Let's do it.
Ooh, that's good. I like that a lot better than the last one.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Believe it or not, I do. And hang on, let me take another sip. It's definitely more citrusy than the last one. It's got more of a citrus flavor coming through, and I really like that a lot. It's very refreshing. Doesn't have that bite to it, just like the last one did, but it's really good. Yeah, it's good. Nice floral. I can sort of, like wheat beers have that sort of floral, sort of citrusy. I don't know what you'd call that flavor or aroma to it or whatever. That's definitely coming through. This is a good beer, Tim. I like this. It's got
fantastic.
I know I can't get as in depth with it as you can.
No, you're good.
But it's really good though. It's better than it's. And here's the. Are you ready for the score?
Yeah.
It's a lot better than last time. 43 overall, 63 style. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. New Belgium makes pretty decent beers.
Yeah, they're a brewery I would definitely recommend to people.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't have any problem with them. That's for sure.
Yeah. And this one sort of reminds me of the Odell wheat beer, which I've drank on this. Well, on our podcast in general, I've had that beer a lot, and it sort of reminds me of that.
Okay.
But more, with like I said, more. It's definitely got that more of a fruity, citrusy flavor to it. It's really good. I recommend it.
All right. Well, let me, I guess, go ahead and start my second here. I'm all over the can wave. I don't know if you've noticed.
I was gonna say, you've been drinking more out of cans lately, huh?
Yeah, I'm all about these cans, man. It's just so much easier to deal with when I have to take them in my backpack around town. So,
have you noticed
they're
a difference in taste from the cans to bottles? Bottles to cans?
I don't know. They say that it's not true, but I mean, I guess I tasted a little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of getting over that, I think. I'm not having that problem that I used to kind of have with cans versus bottles.
Yeah. Because we've talked about this before, where they said that like beer tastes better out of a can than a bottle, but I don't know how much truth there is to that.
Right? No, I know what you mean. I don't necessarily agree. I've always kind of thought the same thing, that it tastes better out of the bottle, but no, I mean, they say that's not it. They say it should be better out of a can because it's protected more from the elements.
Yeah, but then you get that tinny flavor to it, like how you can drink a can of Coke over drinking Coke out of a glass bottle.
So what I've got is Anchor Brewing, which is very popular, considered one of the original, in fact, it says on the can, America's first craft brewery. They've been in San Francisco. They've been there for, years and years. And they kind of are, considered the original craft brewery, the first kind of mom and pop small brewery, working out of San Francisco, like I said. The alcohol content on this is 4.5, so it's lower than what we've been drinking so far. It is a mango wheat. Beautiful can art. Got a blue background, green bottom, kind of looks like the water, and the girl's face, and she's smelling a mango.
I see that. I just googled it.
She seems to be into it, man. She loves this mango.
That's like if Ariel, it almost reminds me of Ariel from Little Mermaid and shit.
I could see that.
She's about to enjoy herself a peach and then a delicious beer, probably.
That's it. Or she's making the beers. She's checking out the peaches first. So this is more of kind of that. It's got a little bit more ambery color to the thing. It's still just like straight up yellow, but and just as clear, probably very crisp, clean, clear kind of look, but it's got just a tinge of amber. You could see like a deep redness in there. Similar head, but the lot smaller champagne style bubbles here. They tend to kind of coat the glass and move around a little bit more. Still not dissipating, but I'd say probably 1/4 of an inch thick around the whole top. Nothing crazy. And pretty just white looking, not that kind of weird in between clear color. These are definitely foamy white champagne bubbles.
Yeah.
The nose, the mango really cuts that biscuit flavor that you get on the other wheat beers when it comes to smelling it. Yeah. The mango sweetness really comes through, but you still it doesn't smell just like a mango. It smells like kind of that same tart wheatness, but the biscuity flavor is really, or the biscuity scent is really just completely subsided by the mango. Give it a taste and see how that goes.
The mango's got to be delicious on that. I'd love to try that beer.
Huh. Let me try that again.
What first impressions? What do you think? Well, what's the verdict?
The mango scent is really strong, but the flavor is really subtle. You almost get more a little kind of, I think that there was mango in that afterwards. The initial taste is actually kind of bitter. Mm-hmm. Like very bitter, a lot more bitter than I would expect. It bites on the front end. It honestly tastes more like if you were eating a tart mango. It doesn't taste sweet at all. It's like a tart, maybe under-ripened mango that's just kind of like it's got that mango flavor, but none of the sweetness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the wheat, it's a lot more tart than I would expect, or a lot more bitter than I would expect from a wheat beer in general. So that's funny. I mean, geez, it comes through. I'd say there's like a little. It almost
doesn't even sound like a wheat beer at this point.
No, it really doesn't taste like a wheat beer either. It's kind of toasty and got that kind of like malty bitterness instead of what you expect from a wheat beer, which is the more biscuity, smooth flavor. This is an interesting wheat beer in general, and like I said, the mango lasts. You get the mango flavor throughout, but like I said, no real sweetness. More of just. It's hard to describe. Do you know how a mango tastes if you just got rid of the sweet part? If it wasn't sweet, but you just had the flavor?
Yeah, sort of.
That's kind of what it is. It's very interesting.
I feel like the mango flavor complements everything else pretty good, though, just because of how mangoes taste. Like they're sort of sweet, semi-bitter, but not really. You know?
Yeah, and they're never super tart. But this one, like I said, because of the beer, I think it comes across a little bit more tart, and I think it does, like I said, it has that. If you're eating it like maybe an underripe mango, that's kind of what I think this is what it would taste like.
Right.
Very interesting. So,
do you like it, though? Is it good?
I do like it. I don't know if I would drink a bunch of them, though. The first beer, like I said, I would drink a bunch of them. This one, I don't know if I would drink a lot, because it's something else. It's not bad. Definitely not bad.
That sounds good. You know what else sounds good, though, Tim?
What's that?
Something we haven't done on the show yet, which we probably should start doing, is tossing to some promotions for the PTVN network. What do you think?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to some. Let's just listen to let's just roll that.
Place to Be Nation's JT Rosero here. In addition to the archives of the Kevin Kelly Show, we have a ton of great podcasts available to you on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and PlaceToBeNation.com. And we now offer them to you on 2 great feeds. On the Place to Be podcast feed, you can check out Scott Friscolo and me on the Mothership, the Place to Be podcast, with our famous Vintage Vault pay-per-view reviews. PTBN also covers current day wrestling with clotheslines and headlines, main event, Mission Indie Possible, in our monthly pay-per-view reaction shows with immediate feedback on WWE, NXT, and Ring of Honor Super shows. Relive wrestling's past with our monthly pay-per-view rewind series led by Ben Morse and the Dangerous Alliance Wrestling podcast as we dive into various subjects in the form of exercises and games. All of this in addition to Scott Keith's Podcast of Doom, which includes discussions on questions from listeners as well as current day and old school wrestling. We also have sports covered too with the Sports Lounge, the TJ McClune Show, and NBA Team Podcast. On our brand new PTB Pop podcast feed, we offer great shows such as the Glenn Butler Podcast Hour Spectacular, Rank and File, Lucha Undead, as well as a veritable podcast heaven for comics fans with the hard-traveling fanboys, Sellers Points, Todd Weber's Conversation, and Imaginary Stories. Subscribe to both feeds on iTunes and be sure to rate and leave feedback as well. All of these shows are available on PlayStation.com, where we cover pro wrestling, sports, movies, comics, plus tournaments and more. Be sure to check out on the right-hand side of the site for details on how to support the site when you shop at Amazon and download our free Place to Be Vintage Vault Refresh ebooks. We also want to thank our friends at Bonehead's Wing Bar in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and Fall River, Massachusetts, and Scott Keats' blog of Doom. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr as well. PlaceToBeNation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
All right, Tim. Okay, we're back. Hey, we're back from commercials, everybody.
Yeah, and you cut me off before I gave my rate beer scores on my last beer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
No, it's not a problem.
What was the score? What was the score?
Style 77, overall 48. So very
bad.
similar to the last beer before.
Yeah.
A lot of these are kind of getting that slightly below average for overall, slightly above average for style. And it kind of makes sense because wheat beer is not necessarily very popular within the
beer
craft beer community.
I was gonna say also, based on your experience from going on Rate Beer, how often do you see a perfect score on there? Because I feel like
100.
Last time you got a perfect score on that.
Very
Ghost.
rarely. Very, very, very rarely.
Very rarely, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool though. That's not a bad score at all, actually.
No, it's not terrible.
Okay. All right, Tim. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I'm gonna throw a little curveball your way. Are you ready for this? Here's what I'm gonna do, Tim. I'm gonna make you have a choose your own adventure for me. Okay.
Okay.
Here's what we're gonna do. I have two beers in front of me.
Pick your poison.
You're gonna pick my poison, exactly. I have two beers in front of me, and one of them is a Stone Citrusy Wit.
Okay.
Our cleverly twisted wit with a tangerine and kaffir lime leaf. Okay. Or I drink the Pyramid Apricot Ale Unfiltered Wheat Ale. Which one do I go for, Tim? You tell me.
You know
My
what?
future's in your hands.
I haven't had that Pyramid beer in years.
Uh-huh.
But also it's the Stone. What is it? Delicious Wit or Citrus Wit?
It's the Stone Citrusy Wit.
Citrusy Wit, which I think I've had that one somewhat recently. But they're both kind of. I guess apricot is a stone fruit. Which is funny because the apricot is Pyramid while the stone is the citrus. Well, this is going to be funny because is one of these going to end up being your shot for next week?
Actually, no, because I have another beer in the fridge that I won't. That shall remain nameless.
Oh, okay. Let's go. I want to go for the Pyramid. Let's go for the Pyramid apricot. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's go for it. I was hoping you would say the Pyramid too.
Really?
I was, yeah. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna pour it. I love that little fog that comes out of it. Whoa, this has a lot of head. Damn. Hold on. I gotta pour this like extra carefully. I love when a beer has good head. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
It's like that foam. It's like those perfect little bubbles. Like, like it's like a nice. I don't know how to describe it. This is very orange too, which I would expect from something that has apricot. It still has a big head. I could still take a sip, while the head kind of dies down, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I can definitely smell that peach in the nose there, Tim.
Apricot.
Apricot, I should say. Sorry.
You did this last time too.
It smells so sweet and so like it smells like sweet and creamy. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it has like a sweet, creamy smell to it.
Well, I get you. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Very orange. It almost looks like a shock top or something, you know?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna take a sip. Ooh. Yes, I love it. That apricot taste. It's like if you were to tell me this was if you were to just tell me this is like something else, just some kind of apricot whatever, like I wouldn't even think it's a wheat beer. This stands out above the other two beers I've just had. This is really good, Tim.
Oh,
It's I know I said it smelled really sweet, and it does, but it doesn't taste as sweet as it smells, and that's a good thing because I hate sweet beers. You know me, like I can't drink ciders and shit like that. And this is perfect. This is like the perfect balance of like sweet and sort of that citrusy maltiness to it. You know what I'm saying? It's
yes.
really good.
Yes, I do.
That is good. That is really good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Found
I like
it.
that a lot. I like the, like I said, that sort of what's it called? What did you call it? The maltiness that does come
The
through,
biscuitiness.
but it's not overpowered by it's overpowered by the apricot taste, which is fantastic. You ask me. So, I love it. I wish I had a 6-pack of this actually.
Yes.
That's how much I like it. So you've had this beer, Tim?
I have. Quite a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen it around anymore.
Yeah. How do you even remember that you had this? Like you probably tried so many beers. Like how does this one?
I try to remember everything. I have a good memory, or at least I try to have a good memory, especially when it comes to stuff I care about.
Yeah. Yeah, and this bottle doesn't even have like how like a lot of these bottles will have like a little story of the beer on it. This doesn't have that at all. It's
Nope.
It's 5.1% by volume. 5.1%, not bad.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Yeah. Let's see what it says on Rate Beer, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's see here. 40.62.
Not great, huh?
Not great, but not a great score. But the beer's good.
Yeah, what the heck is going on there?
Why
like
don't
you said,
why
people
don't
just want to.
craft beer aficionados like wheat beers generally?
I don't know. It's such a weird thing. It's like they just, well, actually, in a weird way, it kind of like plays into my next beer. But I mean, I don't know. You want to keep? Are you done? Or are you going to keep going?
I'm good. I'm just gonna enjoy this. You go ahead.
All right. So my next beer is one of these kind of trendy guys. I just happened to go into Sunset Beer Co. out here in Los Angeles, which is a really great place. And I saw that they had a bunch of these beers from this brewery that is really one of the trendy kind of breweries from the Midwest. They're out of Chicago. Right now, everyone is just so in love with them, and that's Half Acre Brewing. And they had the beers all there, and it said only two. They're just in tall cans. They're not anything like crazy bottles or nothing like that, just normal-sized tall cans. And it said 2 per person per style. So you couldn't buy more than 2 beers of each style from this brewery. And I think they only had like 3 styles sitting there because they had already been picked through because I think they initially had like 6 or so. And they had 3 left because of people buying them up. Because Half Acre is just so popular right now. And so I just, I said, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to buy one of these, even though I normally wouldn't. Normally, if I'm going to, be able to get some Half Acre, I would have gone for, I did get like the Daisy Cutter. And I got the, God, what else did I get? Got the Daisy Cutter, and I got their, they had the like a stout and the horse stance, the brown ale. And so those were the ones that I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to get those. And then I was like, you know what else? I'm also going to get this. And it is the Akari Shogun American Wheat Ale.
Wow.
And
Shogun. When you have Shogun in the title, that says a lot about it.
And the can is very interesting. It's got a samurai who's like part lion, part samurai demon on the top.
I just googled the label. This is I like the artwork on some of these different brands of beers.
Yeah, right?
And this artwork, it's very like retro 80s. Like it almost looks like something out of a video game from the 80s or something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No, it does. But in the description, in the commercial description for this beer, it even says, "We've been making fun of wheat beers for a long time. Low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit, I guess, but we decided to brew one. Our packaging team was riding the topic pretty hard. they wanted to see an American wheat beer with Australian hops. And since they work their fingers to the nub and are a pretty rad group of chaps, we took the bait and slammed this brew in the tanks. So it's an American wheat beer with Australian hops. And like I said, they're pretty much mocking the style to begin with. You know, talking about how wheat style is just so easy to make fun of, and it's so it's just shitty. So that's kind of the point. I mean, that's where it comes down to, is that wheat beer is just not looked upon positively in American craft beer culture.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and crack this bad boy open.
That sounds like a delicious beer, though, man.
It really does. Ooh, I smelled it out of the can and it's already... really foamy head. Light body. Yeah, this has got a lot more foam than anything else we've had tonight. Thick, creamy. Really clear, but kind of... It's got a little bit more of that kind of dingy color. It looks like maybe a fruit juice or something in there.
Yeah.
For a smell. What's funny is it smells like so many craft beers. It really just smells like an IPA, honestly.
It smells like an IPA?
Yep.
That's interesting.
I know that's what they're doing, because they even talk about the Australian hops. Why are you talking about hops in your American wheat beer, you know?
Yeah.
They talk about what kind of hops they use, because it's crafty brew. It's American trendy brew, so it's going to have that kind of automatic hop flavor. But yeah, you could smell it's got those Australian, New Zealand hop profile. But you know what? I can kind of... That malt is coming back a little bit. The wheat is in there. It's definitely wheaty. Let me give it a taste. We'll see how we go from there. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have a sip of water just to cleanse the palate first, so I really know what I'm getting into here.
Good idea.
Maybe some ginger. Maybe I need some ginger. The head dissipated very quickly, but it's still a bigger foam frothiness than any of the other beers so far. The bubbles are kind of in between size, not small, not big. Oh yeah, it's like honey sweet with the hops are definitely not as strong in the profile. Kind of got that old world yeasty flavor. Actually, it tastes like they maybe used some kind of British hops as well, even though they said it's all Australian. It's got that earthy kind of hop flavor to it.
Now, I have a stupid question. When beers have that honey taste to it, do the brewers actually put some honey in there, or is it just
It depends.
Is it just an artifact of whatever other ingredients they used?
It depends. Probably not this one, but sometimes they do. This is probably just... It has to do with the kind of like the malty and the molasses that kind of creates as it's from the mash, from the different like kind of malted hops and different stuff that's in there. So yeah, I mean, this is good. Let me give it a couple more tastes here. This tastes more like a hoppy lager to me, honestly.
A hoppy lager?
Yeah.
There's a name. There's a beer name for you. Your search your own brewery.
What's that?
Hoppy lager.
That's already a beer style that exists.
Oh, well, shit.
Oh yeah, too late, Adrian. You beat me to the punch.
I know.
So yeah, so this is really more like a hoppy lager to me. It's not... I wouldn't even consider this a wheat beer. It's so funny though, because if you look at it, their alcohol content is 5.5%, and the rate beer score is overall 95, and the style is 100.
Wow.
And like I said,
I don't got an almost perfect score, Tim.
Right, and I don't see it for the style at all. I think it's a good beer. I would definitely drink it more frequently. I would drink more of these, but I don't think it comes across like a wheat beer at all.
What would you say it comes across as?
Hoppy lager.
Hoppy lager. Of course.
It comes across like a hoppy lager.
I like it.
People just don't know what the fuck they're talking about, I think. That's fine. Everyone has their opinions, right?
That's fine, that one.
It's just my job to let them know when they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Adrian, this has been another episode of Top Beer.
This has been a great episode, Tim.
I guess we have to decide what's our top beer.
Okay, I'm calling it now. Pyramid Apricot Ale, my top beer for the episode. No doubt about it. This is my top beer for this week, Tim. What's yours?
This is kind of a revelation here, is that I'm not a huge fan of any of these. Not that they're terrible, but I don't like wheat beers, really.
Right.
I don't like... Well, no, I do like the Shogun, but I don't like it as a wheat beer. So it's tough for me, because I kind of want to disqualify it from the wheat beer competition because it doesn't taste like a wheat beer, you know?
Yeah.
But what are the grounds? What have we officially stated what the grounds are for top beer? I mean, is top beer just whichever one we liked the most tonight?
Yeah.
Or is it the one that fits the style the most?
We've never said, like, it has to be the top beer of the style that you drink. It just has to be your top beer for the beers that we tried for that episode. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't want to give it to the Shogun just because it doesn't feel right.
Is that a principle?
Yeah, because it's just not a wheat beer. They kind of tricked me. But my top beer is the Shogun, the Akari Shogun from Half Acre Brewing out of Chicago, Illinois.
I
It's
like
an
that we
American...
both saved the best for last without even knowing it, you know?
Yeah, I've actually tried to intentionally do that on all 3 episodes, and I think all 3 times I've actually was able to do it, where the one that I liked the most ended up being the last one.
Right.
But this one was tough because I felt like if I was going to hold myself accountable and say that it had to be the one that was the best and hit the parameters of being a wheat beer, I would have given it to the Priscilla, but it says right on it, American Wheat Ale, and I guess when you think of American beer, you think of Australian hops, and, you know, so in that regard, it does fit the kind of description of being an American wheat ale. So, yeah, I guess that's my top beer. I feel kind of dirty, but...
Well, I mean, if you liked it, you liked it. Even if it's not really a wheat beer per se, it's your top beer for the week, you know? Because it's good.
Sure is.
It's good, and it has an almost what did you say, 95 over 100, right? That was the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good score. That's an almost perfect score, Tim.
It's true.
So there you go. All right.
Well, follow the show on Twitter at Lucha Undead. Follow the show on RSS feeds at PTBN Pop on Podbean, right? That's what we're on.
Yes.
Follow my writings and work on Wrestling with Words. I just got done recording a new show with QT Moody, QT_Moody on Twitter. A guy who kind of came out of nowhere since I became a member of the Wrestling with Words staff, that I found out, like, we kind of have, you know, nice chemistry. We're able to talk about stuff. I kind of respect his opinion. We definitely don't see everything eye to eye, but we are good. We have a good kind of rapport. So we had a nice conversation about psychology and wrestling, and is psychology still important? What does psychology mean? Is it okay to have different psychology in different places? And, you know, that's kind of what we got into. The name of the new show is going to be Psychology is Dead. And the first episode should be coming out at some point soon. We said after the SCI, after the relaunch of the new website, so I would expect within a week here that'll be out. So that's something I'm really proud of. I really liked it. We had a nice conversation going nearly 2 hours. There's also This Week in Wrestling on PTBN PWO. We'll be reviewing some more G1. There's some shows in there that I'm really excited about as well. Some stuff that was just out of this world, best wrestling on the planet going on, and I think a lot of people aren't paying attention right now to the G1 because they're all burnt out on New Japan, and they're saying, oh, this isn't as good as 2 years ago. Well, I think if you're really paying attention, there's some stuff in there that's just as good as 2 years ago, and some stuff that may be even better. So I would say definitely give that a listen, hear the stuff I praise, and go check that out if it sounds like it's something you'd be interested in. Otherwise, there's also the ROH Honor Roll going on at Voices of Wrestling. The voting should be getting underway pretty soon here, so everyone needs to be kind of getting that together and figuring out who they're going to vote for their top 50 ROH wrestlers of all time. Also over on PTBN Pop, I'd recommend checking out a lot more of the other shows like Hard Traveling Fanboys, Russell Sellers Conversations in Comics, I think. Todd Weber's Conversations. No, wait, it's Todd Weber's Conversations and Comments. It's Russell Sellers' Points. Then there's also, Glenn Butler, our podcast Spectacular that everyone should be listening to. There was a new episode with Scott Criscolo talking about the history of MTV as they just reached their 50th anniversary. That's something, if you're a music fan or a history fan or just a fan of pop culture in general, it was a lot of fun to listen to. So I would definitely say go check that out. I think it was nearly 3 hours and it just blew right by because it was just such a nice listen. Scott Criscolo is such a pro. He actually comes from that old radio world, so he's got that kind of radio voice and he knows how to host a show where it's intriguing and interesting. And it's really fun to see these guys who kind of have that, they have the old style radio chops and they're able to convert it over to the long format podcasting world. And it's so nice because I mean there's guys who have done it like Howard Stern, Adam Carolla, who else has kind of transitioned that way, Phil Hendry in a way. But those guys,
not
Mark Maron, somewhat. Mark Maron was on terrestrial radio, but like he kind of fits my description as well. It's all these guys who kind of, the thing is that they were never good at terrestrial radio, and that's why podcasting worked for them, because they were meant to be doing long format, and they were being forced into a box to do terrestrial radio, right? Well, Scott Criscolo is a guy who, I mean, he was good at terrestrial radio, and now he's kind of had to switch over and become good at podcast long format style, and I think he's a real pro. He's done a great job at it, so I'd recommend going and checking that out. I guess that's enough, kind of gushing and plugging for me for now. Adrian, is there anything else you want to kind of go at, even if it's not, just like I did, even if it's not per se you, maybe just something you want to promote to the people, tell them to give a listen, give a check out?
No, not necessarily, but I do want to say follow me on Twitter at @DellaBoots, and next time we talk on the podcast, I think we should almost go over a little short film that I made, Tim. That's it's done. It's been done. I'm actually going to go to a screening of it tomorrow, believe it or not, at the 48-hour Film Festival screening. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to have you watch it, and next time we'll talk about it really quick,
Ooh, that may even be a special episode.
Could be a special episode, you're right. But for now, I think we're good. We should actually toss the final ad roll before the credits and the music for this show. What do you think?
That works for me.
This is Parv, and I'm here to tell you to listen and subscribe to the Pro Wrestling Only Place to Be Nation podcast network. That's the PWO PTBN podcast network, where you'll find a ton of in-depth shows done by hardcore fans. We've got Chris Zellner's 1-2 punch of Exile on Bad Street, and with David Bixenspan, a smash hit Between the Sheets. We've got Wrestling Culture with Dylan Hales and Dave Musgrave, Goodwill Wrestling and the reaction shows with Good Old Will from Texas. We got This Week in Wrestling with my man Pete and Johnny Sorrow, Stephen Graham and Tim Livingston's Pro Wrestling Super Show, Tag Teams Back Again with Kelly and Marty Sleaze, and a ton of other great shows too. And of course there's Titans of Wrestling and Where the Big Boys Play with yours truly and some dude from down south called Chad. PWO PTBN Podcast Network.
All right, well, that was top beer for the week, Tim. I think we had some good beers today. What do you think?
I think we did. No, and of course, hang on till the end after the ads for a special bonus track.